this opportunity to greet the good people of Ghana, especially those from Bimbila and Wolense constituencies.
Okay.
Any Nipan or TV. Ablekumanov. Cecilia, Omoni MP.
Yeah.
The reason is that on say you go to about December no. You to about ma nipa na epe. Enye numbers na
exactly.
So say omutu aba nipa no be kan krata no amon electoral commission otiazi. Now if the electoral commission, instead of them to declare the rightful winner, no mark constituency no. Now who say officers be your friend mo crooked electoral officers. No mo ko ye omo dwin say omo ma nipa no mo tuma no ko parliament. This is where we are going to find ourselves. Sign a Ablekumanov no. Because Ablekumanov mo declare ma Erwabna.
Okay.
Obin on no odin kunim.
Yeah.
On the 9th.
That was 9th December.
9th December.
Okay.
Now you see Omompane because about 62 polling stations. But they didn't take their time to find out why the 62 polling stations were not added. Because we say yeah electoral laws. We CI 127. We say polling stations be but Omontumi kind. Because there was overvoting or there was some infringement.
Okay. Errors
be so Omontumi added says someone say 100 polling stations. Now about 2 of polling stations they were overvoting. And now errors be that has invalidated the process.
Okay.
Omontumi added 2 polling stations in declaring the results. Uniform. So instead of 100, they will declare the results using 98 polling stations.
Okay.
And it's legal.
It's legal.
They are legal.
Electoral Commission is aware.
It's aware. They know this.
So you're lost.
So we say Somoko to about now the returning officer. Not mean are these 62 polling stations. Yours is to investigate why the 62 polling stations were not added. But don't say because there were plenty polling stations who were not added, so therefore we are not going to declare the results. We won't accept the declaration made by the returning officer. Okay. And it doesn't lie in the mouth of electoral commissioners. Law no Emma returning officers no quite say omun declare parliamentary results. So omun declare we are so we go high court. Article 91 of our constitution, Emma high court no quite say omun you go by application. Your friend say election petition. Who say we are chasing another Dompre. This thing and through an application, election petition against the declaration made for him. You see, this is what the Ablekumanov MPP people should have done. But more yes, sir. On said the electoral commission mutina headquarters. Don't say declaration about 62 police stations. So and she say recollation. But there's no recollation of electoral laws.
Okay.
So what's a recollation? Okay. So these people just sat down and manufactured their own laws. That's why Ablekumanov don't have an MP. They should have allowed Rabna to be declared as she was properly declared, sworn into parliament. Then MPP can now go to high court with a petition. Okay. What did I say? Yeah. Then you can now battle it out in high court.
Because I know you've done same with Okakwe Central, Akwetia,
any
Tema
Central,
yeah.
Any Ashanti region 3 Sukan. Abuasi is any Ahafo North, Southwest, any Ahafo North. We've went to High Court with a petition against the declaration and swearing in of those MPs. Okay. Sana Electoral Commission, they should have allowed Rabna to go to Parliament. The MPP can also go. Why is it that they don't want to declare that one, but rather almost say Omukofa Electoral Commission, Omni MPP. They are in concert to rig the election for the MPP parliamentary candidate. Because we say your last IPAC meeting before we went to Supreme Court, no? Yeah. MPP almost say omo ni 62 pink sheets polling stations omo ni bi electoral commission almost so can try say omo ni na me meeting no almost so ni bi yes ni bi because there was vandalism and a lot of distractions so those 62 polling stations no ye nyina ye ni bi then MPP tina hosa no mo see omo was scan copies
omo ko fa free
the question na me be some that may be beside Evans. I say, na Evans, who then how? What's the scan copy? Everything. Scan copies. My laptop, na me tonight. Me bet my design it, pink sheets, and concoct figures on it, and bring it as scan copies. Ubepenny. That's why electoral system is a manual system. Bring the pink sheet, physical one, and examine. Who nibi electoral commission nibi so if we don't have it the only option left is to if you won't agree let's go for rerun almost one company then they went to court through mandamus and they say high court don't force electoral commission no more regulation let's say company you call Supreme Court kwasha there no these people went behind the scene to do some of the illegality for Tema Central and Okaikwi Center Techmasa and quickly pass them through Gazette for them to be sworn in. Then we managed to stop them from Ablekwan because they wanted to use the scan copies of MPP to declare this MPP free. We prevented them. That is where we are now. But they said that you found a Supreme Court. You call Supreme.
Currently, more Supreme Court.
There was Supreme Court. Supreme Court. Omo my won't say electoral commission omo for application biba.
Yeah.
Not Supreme Court. They were asking us that the Supreme Court should quash. This in a pen, we know we filed a statutory for them to quash the decision of the High Court. Then the electoral commission came with a petition yesterday. So the Supreme Court ruled in our favor, giving us 7 days to respond to the electoral commission petition application of Enrano. So we are in that process. So that matter is in court. Nobody can declare it until we are out of Supreme Court. Because we won't allow an illegality be brave electoral commission no 2024. If we hadn't put our eagle eyes, they would have made sure that an illegal president was elected with an illegal parliamentarians. Like we have about 7 of them illegal parliamentarians. We are chasing them one by one. By the close of the year,
what I don't understand regarding to Sawama Dweji, let NDC candidate was declared. And I must have a recollection or mobile declare another Dompre.
I know Nameka. Oh, say returning officer. Omuna mo your friend say power. Per the CI 127. They have the legal right to declare a parliamentary election. And yet electoral commissioners. So say on December 8th, Akotia. Our candidate was declared by the returning officer as the winner of the place.
Sure.
Then MPP sat down with the electoral commissioner, said, that there was a problem. There was Wulabalu, the way the declaration was made, they would accept it. Then no free Akotia, no Muba, Tesano police station. I went there and I was drawing daggers with them. Before we could arrive there in the morning, they brought some joker. The friend the joker said, "Oh, see, only a deputy returning officer." No, you need deputy
returning officer.
Oh, CI 127. There's nothing like deputy returning officer. So Papa B got now also only a deputy returning officer. In the absence of my boss returning officer, I so declared MPP candidate no winner. Another declaration. And now these commissioners. Had the temerity to accept that kind of declaration. Returning officer then another joker who came and called himself a deputy returning officer on it or declaration. No more call. Say MPP no more dinkuni. Then they sent him to parliament. This is what they did, and we put an injunction on it. These people defied the injunction and forced themselves to be sworn. Now the Papa no a hot, won't say or a convict.
Yeah.
They've convicted him on this thing, contempt of court. Now they are running helter-skelter, forcing Supreme Court to quash that conviction. We'll make sure that gentleman is prosecuted. Already he's even prosecuted and convicted. It's like with sentencing. Supreme Court said they should hold on the sentences while they hear from them. Okay. After hearing from them, I know the Supreme Court will push them out. This gentleman should not be allowed to be in Parliament. The same thing as I know Dompre. Any colleagues on they are all sit. The good people of Ghana voted overwhelmingly for NDC because they want peace of mind in Parliament. Some of them voted out.
Yeah.
Oh, said NDP form no you're correct. That's why the other time I was making a proposal. Say, oh, tablets, no more fee. No more share there in the
parliamentary
because proceedings no more share this online because look, this number is so negligible. They are just destructive tendencies in Parliament. No more confusion be time press conference. So even if you sneeze these days, they're going to do press conference. Your wife had miscarriage. They were going to do press conference. So these people, they are just distracted. Ghanaians saw them and made sure that they voted massively for NDC. So that at least we can get about 200 members of Parliament. Yeah. But these people, they have used crooked means, anyway, electoral commission in concert to steal some of the seats. That has brought them to 88. But
yeah, feedback from the grassroots. It's like grassroots, and information, what they buy. As I'm on sentence, so they think you've relaxed.
Hey, Minia, you relax.
Okay.
You relax. Time be you follow. Look, last week, look, I was High Court. I was this thing, Kofridwa about another Dompre.
Okay.
And it was Supreme Court about Tema Central, Blukman North.
Okay.
Any Okaikwe Center, any Techmasa. We are following it vigorously.
Okay.
Look, the wheel of justice grinds slowly.
Okay.
But it will definitely come to an end. One day no more Judge question. As enough.
Yeah.
You saw how they hunted him out of Parliament, and we had to go for another by-election in order to these people. We will follow them. We will follow them to the letter, to the point where they will be taken out of Parliament. Illegal. We are using the legal process. We don't want to use any butubutubia. Okay. We want to follow the law. Okay. I want to say Ghana, we have a constitution and we are following it.
Okay.
We respect the judiciary and we will make sure that they will do justice to this matter.
Okay. Because
the good people of Ablekumanov, Omotuma Arabna, they voted for the lady. Why is the EC bent on giving this seat to an illegal MPP candidate? It's an illegality. Because Omontumano, why would they go and bring their own fake pink sheets, forcing the EC? And this EC, some of them, very crooked in nature, were accepting it. And that's what I want to say, returning officer. No?
Yeah.
That they want to say, or say on your Juman abuse.
I was so on your
Juman. Because I want to say, document no demand, and the documents. And yet, the superiors, no more forcing to say, accepted documents. No. Why? What was their interest in that? And no, like I say, we will say because and people are saying that NDC that we are greedy. We have our 183 seats. Why are we chasing for this one? I said Ghanaians, they didn't vote for numbers. They voted for people, personality. What did I say? And numbers no more vote. Almost voting personalities. So more tomorrow, who no be call parliament. So more tomorrow, I mean to me call parliament.
Yeah.
But because your party has plenty numbers, so you should relax and let me go and represent the people. Does it make sense? I don't know. So that kind of logic, I ask myself. Sometimes I heard it from one education is or governance thing. Let me tell you, let me say, that's why we have problem in Ghana. If people like this, high-level educated person will think this way, does it make sense? That in this, what is your problem? You have gotten this number 183. Why are you still chasing it? I say, see, that's why we have unemployed graduates a lot in this country, because you go and train people with this kind of language. They can't think for themselves very well, because that mentality you have put in their head as a government expert, they will come and be thinking just like the way you are thinking. And you see, we don't have that critical thing. The people went to polls to vote for a particular candidate. We presented a candidate and they voted for that candidate. This is the person we want to represent us as a constituent. Then some crooked officers want to tilt the thing and change it to another person, an illegal person. See them, they are those noise makers in Parliament. I don't know the illegal guys. I know we are sitting speaking loud. They've all stolen the seats and they are sitting there and making loud noise in parliament. Oh, they are saying. Now that is what the problem we are having now, and we'll come after them. We are going to follow them through and make sure that we use the legal process. Then the rightful elected candidates will go and represent them.
Okay. All right, so Sonia, Dr. Rashid Tanko, one my update on Abdulkumanov and after elections, the misunderstanding and I said near my one who illegalities, who any who updates, be sure say your mind can rest at least. You know, say the NDC is not sleeping. And that's all more relaxed. So, dog answer the about national issues, so no be baby say Ghana Investment Fund. For electronic communication as a CEO mandate then was a way
Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communication is under this Act 775 Electronic Communication Act by 2008 and it was implemented in 2009. I will say Act no Yejuma is about two major things. Underserved and unserved community. Who say underserved rural areas no bebre who say who ko ho phones no laptops wontumi nye calls bi network na ni ho uko ho no kra wontumi like we journalists uko ho wontumi ye hwe
wontumi nye call
so those areas no you describe them as unserved communities in terms of network penetration.
Okay.
What do I say? So they don't have basic access to telephony and then internet facility. A whole areas no.
Okay.
Ebisu woman, your friend no underserved. Just say in Accra. Who can say boom domiabra around those areas. Who said who drew her na network ni ho. But who around Masama and holding in an own network room. So I mean those areas are unserved communities. What do I say? Although it underserved, your friends are underserved because the community around there, part of it there is service, another part of it there's no service.
Oh, okay.
What do I say? So we say underserved.
Okay.
What do I say? But the first one is what? Unserved. And the whole community in network. Okay. So those two areas. It is a mandate of GFEC to go and provide network mamu.
Oh, okay.
What does it? Okay. Say, so Papa, that is our mandate. Say, young common network, both voice and data. Okay. What do I say? So we give them basic access to internet connectivity. Okay. Any rural telephony. Okay. Because say a big telecoms, those areas they consider them as not economic viable. What I say? Wontumi ko see big towers because one say community 500 and 200 nipa na me so we ko see tower kase ba they managing it and all this kind of thing. They won't get the returns is too small. So that is why most of the community network now. So government set up GFEC to take care of these areas. Your friend rural telephony. Okay. So yeah, never call now identify a community with money network. Now your infrastructure in network infrastructure. Then telecoms MTN, any telecell, any IT, then they will leverage on it to provide network for the people, so that people can make calls.
Oh, okay. So enya sebia was MTN ko sit tower enya sebia telecell be sit tower, but na modem
equipment echo.
Then they will come and rely on our equipment to provide the network. Oh, okay.
So that's what so then say we have a close collaboration with the telecoms. Okay. So we say board of trustees in the crowd, they sit on it telecoms because omu esika na ekoye ejuma no omu no mema percentage of their investment na eko running and then describe a fund no. So your ejuma is a fund management. Oh, okay. So you manage fund na ekoye rural telephony no comma all these communities. So once a community be no money network no, it is the duty of this in GFEC na eko na ekoye. First one no. Okay. Second one is where you say cyber labs. Who says these communities na make kind no underserved and unserved communities in rural areas no say was secondary schools wo many JSS computer labs no na e effect na e mom ye na be ye lab mamo so was secondary school on na need computer lab effect you say na ko lab computer lab ye be for laptops any desktops printers any scanners digital equipment in the baby na e school no
okay
na start installing mamo money na ye be fire experts no more coach they will teach them how to use it for teaching and learning activities so different ye juma no na ye no so ye see baby schools bia ye be call ho no so secondary school na ye rural areas na no more apply ye be call ho na e ko ye be air condition fans ni nyina na ye kama mo ye be sa adi internet and so come apart from the computer and the corner yes I have internet and so come just to facilitate teaching and learning then yes I will another one your friend will CICs community ICT centers so every district say you best see a dan kase pa na fa equipment IT equipment maybe na call financial hono then we send our expert then the community will come and be learning IT hono
for community
ni na so all their IT needs and say okoye photocopier okoye printing okoye say passport wontimi you fill room kwa kra ana okwa tamale ana kumasi koye passport ukọ community ICT center betuma process ade animal okay say hono kra ye betuma show say afi we there around this time you cannot plant corn because we say global warming any this thing changes in the climate changes in the no so we only say this month we used to plant maize but because of climate change on our network if you call ICT center now there will be software maybe I will try farmers and no say this month you can't do plant if you plant it won't grow well you are likely to have that because rains might not come because climate change because now there's technologies where you can see all this kind of thing last year there was huge drought up north and government had to get food supplement for them so anka you make a good use of your ICT centers now where because we would have been educating communities and say this time around don't plant because it's not going to be rain. You can easily tell today whether they will rain or not through your phone. Also, weather forecast your phone, even your watch can even tell you this time. We are now in IT digital world, so we want to leverage on this and the communities a bit more using these ICT tools in every community. Those ICT centers and use it for our coders. Say 1 million coders a honor every year. So every district will have this CIC. And then with all this,
not just a dog who do man as so because 1 million coders now President Mahama a project Cassia
and launching it this month.
More launching this month. More spreading of
communities. Every district. So there was CIC center. So you better rehabilitate CIC ICT centers. Then we get state of the art digital equipment. So that it won't look like the 1 million coders is going to be in the regional capital.
And can
I know every district.
I
will decentralize
regional center.
And regional center is going to be district based. So that it's closer to the people. They don't need to travel far. Every district CIC will have this equipment and the trainers will be there. So that you come there, it makes it easy doorstep training. So different in the ASR. Next our girls in ICT training. It's a big project that we are into because we want to make sure that girls no more secondary schools and those who have left secondary school, we train them digital tools. Say marketing be online. Because these days you don't need to walk sometime to your friend say aboso kan ana makola market koto enema. You just sit in the comfort of your room online ube hu nema bebre no wait matter then they will bring it delivery service and then so rural areas most of them they are not aware of this That's why you go and see our market women and other things. They say they are not getting market. They have gone to harvest their crops from the farms. They are not getting already market. But when we teach them how to use their digital tools that they have in their hand, their mobile phones, so that they can put online. A lot of people want to buy yam. They want to see. They want to know where it is. So we want to teach them. Most of our young ladies of late, they are interested in using TikTok, any Facebook, just to show their face and be dancing around. And yeah, because it's a huge platform for market.
Okay.
So we want to teach them this ICT to how to leverage on it to push their businesses agenda forward. So experts no more so we have a lot of activities na GFEC under that place. It's just that unfortunately previous administration they were not, their communication department they are weak, so a lot of people didn't know that when in GFEC na the general public didn't know the kind of services na so instead of them to come I say no na make no do we when in government agencies on ICT issues. So it will say agencies be no money laptops or money computers, desktops, or buy a China, you bet my bomb. Even media or applier, you bet my baby bomb, more desktops, any laptops, they train you how to use them and all this kind of thing. We have a satellite hub, a huge satellite hub next year. So you see, internet activities shouldn't be a problem.
Company be apply for SaaS services now. How is the payment done?
Say where they are government to government, or they say.
Oh, okay.
So say government agencies, any say Minister of Local Government, or District Assembly, also no money computers, also more applier. Babe installing more Jessica.
Okay, my private company say.
Private company that said they are understanding. You best sign MOU. They said that Mawa now so to and then it will go into Aban coffers. And we have that expertise, so you can come, we'll assist you, and then set up your place for you, train you very well how to operate it. Open internet service because you will have. They don't know that we have. Ghanaians don't even know that there's a huge hub acquired by GFEC, which is sitting at Kofi Annan ICT Center. So we are opening it up for the public to come. Agencies be no more internet problems are. Yes, any agreement. You don't need to have problem with internet service because we have a hub there, and we get a 30 megahertz from EMOS internet segment, space segment or demand. We use it to operate about 45 communities across the country. No more both voice any data. So these things are there, but because communication was a problem, no more.
Because now 1 million coders is now Ghana for a journal said now, and no more basic like a CB1 client. I must some 1 million but the adopter actually mammy as I said 1 million coders in a Bay district centered into district Benya ICT center. Our community in Abetimi access. Oh, Yara.
Yes. Oh,
baby, I didn't share what must say. I be sit down, can see one kind. And I said, you Kumasi can see a pan and you want to
Yes,
information communication is very important.
Very important.
Very important. Don't say when you know abandoned and the empty. You nim cramp for say, or some communities are networking you want to set up. Because so communities never bring internet access.
It does, Papa. That no call rally campaigns. No call Western North community. Be one cry. Odu ha. Just say obey your call. Obey for call. This in some big mountain. And send away your call. So we're completely cut off. Now to me, a big cry around northern region side no. Tie on phones. They put ropes on it and hang it on tree. So obe kasa see because the thing is hanging there. You can't bring it. If you bring a network is off. You say hanging out.
I know the American experience. The vice president campaign time you call no for your D2 weeks or you call a Hamilino. Oh,
network
in Yajuma. For 5 hours drive and I are calling that no network.
And it caused a lot of security problems. So
serious.
We are trying to make sure that you see technology be
okay
where a lot of our communities will be connected through TV wide space technology being able you see TV signals and we can rely on it to make sure that the communities get internet access and then voice as well. So we'll do it because we are grateful because our president is a communicator. Also, I know a communication minister.
Yeah.
So and he knows the importance of communication, electronic communication, to the growth of the economy. Because I did be bring a year Ghana no. If our rural areas are cut off from the digital world, then we are not going to go anywhere. Because we can, and even look, this issue about security. When we are talking of how to keep the country safe in this era of digital world, and most of our communities are cut off from it, then we are not secure in this country. I want to say dissidents and rebels behind mobile areas on our core and network they would of course have worked before people get to know that something is happening over there. Because network nobody can report. They will even run out before people can run to where there's network to report that something is happening there. But where there is a network, these days, even Accra here, if somebody just sneezed, they put it on Facebook. It's already on Facebook.
Religion.